Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man.
Hey, man. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Hey, Man. I'm Josh.
I'm Jacob.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
First of all, how are you? Good to see you.
Good. How are you?
Before we get into the show, I want to say very quickly, a big thanks to everybody who's been coming out to the shows. Last week's shows were a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Last one show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week's show, but we did
I thought you
just
said-
one show. Yeah.
Yeah, we did one show.
But in Saginaw came out heavy.
Dude, that was such a fun show.
We did an old school meet and greet with like 200 people in it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. And so thank you all so much to the people of Saginaw.
Sagging
For
on
coming
these
out.
nuts.
By the way, Saginaw, you might want to look into Uber or taxi.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we'll
That's
get
right.
into that.
Oh my
but
God.
no Uber or taxi in Saginaw, which was weird. But just to let you know, the Campfire Tour officially kicks off June 13th and 14th in Albany, New York. But before we get in there, this week we're in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Only tickets left for Friday late and Saturday late. Both early shows are sold out.
Sold out.
You're like my hype man, dude. Yeah. And so in the week after, on May 30th, we're in Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
And that's getting really annoying. And May 31st, we're in Richmond. And we're there with Lee Syatt, Jacob Lee Syatt. And so let me roll off where the Campfire Tour is coming after that. Albany, New York, June 13th and 14th. Louisville, Kentucky, June 20th and 21st.
Bang.
Obviously, every Monday, I am in Las Vegas doing my bing, bing, bing residency.
Say what?
Yeah. And then at the end of, I'm taking July off, everybody, just so you know. Except the last piece of July 31st, August 1st and 2nd, Jacob and I are in Naples, Florida.
Gonna be hot.
Then we're going to Little Rock, Arkansas. We're going to San Antonio, Texas. We're going to Erie, Pennsylvania.
Oh, we go back to
Newtown, Connecticut. And I don't even know what town that says in Pennsylvania, but we're going to a bunch of places. ComedianJoshWolf.com, everybody. Come get your tickets. These shows have been amazing. They will sell out. Jacob has his hands up. Yes.
Are we going back to Helen Keller's Comedy Club in Erie, Pennsylvania?
Yes, we are going back to Helen Keller's Comedy Club. I do also want to address this. Speak into the mic.
Oh,
please.
wait.
There you go.
You said you were going to address it and then act like you were going to talk
Well,
about
I
it.
can't
Well, if
talk
you're not going to talk about it, then move the mic out of the way.
I want to show everybody
Well,
the
then move the mic.
I
will
just want to show everybody the picture.
You couldn't show them because the mic was in the middle of your chest, dingus. That's what I was saying, was move the mic.
Oh, well.
Yeah. We got a cool shirt made. We got this made in Cincinnati. I don't remember what the t-shirt place was called, but he made it for us. We also made some hats and some other t-shirts.
Yeah.
That shirt. Okay, we're going to post this. Would you buy that shirt? I'd buy that shirt.
Okay. And on top of that, and by the way, I just have to get into, before anybody else says that I want to beat you to the punch, how I look today. I admit I look like a methy Daniel Tosh or like a homeless Rick Grimes.
You look like the male yoga teacher that nobody likes.
I honestly feel like if I told you I was Kid Rock's first roadie, you would believe me.
You probably look like you smell like it too.
You
look like you wear wool hats in the summer.
Oh, for sure. I'm wearing American flag underwear and I've shot firecrackers out of my butthole before. This is this guy. I definitely look like somebody's uncle who's not allowed near elementary schools.
Yeah, better known as the rough uncle.
Yeah.
The rough uncle.
I definitely look like I have abs, but that's just from the coke. Do you know what I mean? I
didn't even have abs while doing coke.
Yeah, well, you weren't doing enough of it.
False.
Yeah.
Is that a challenge?
I definitely am. I was been a little sick. And so
there's something going around because,
dude, I vomited in a way where your mom ran up from the bottom floor.
Wait, which floor were you on? The second or third?
I was on the third floor.
Nice.
And by the way, guys, we live in a townhouse, so there's 3 floors. Yeah. It's not like we live in a mansion.
Weird flex, but okay.
And so I haven't thrown up this violently since that time at the Chicago airport.
That I just had to remind you about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you literally scared a gentleman away from the urinal and out of the bathroom?
Yeah.
Because it was so aggressive.
I have to say about that throwing up in the bathroom at the Chicago airport, you know, there was no avoiding the throw up, but to get my face close enough to a public airport toilet so I could vomit in it was a real, as somebody who, I'm not a germaphobe, but I'm conscious of germs.
Yeah.
That was a real, like, I scrubbed my face in a way. I would have, that's the only time if Trump had been like, you should drink bleach, I'd have been like, you're right. You're right. I definitely should drink bleach. I almost was like, how do I cut off my head and start with a new one?
Yeah.
I didn't think that's, you know, whatever was on my skin was ever going to come off.
Yeah. I understand that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was definitely a traumatizing thought for you. Not a thought you can get rid of easily.
No, dude, because I know what happens in airport bathrooms. Very few people, and you are one of the few people, will poop in a bathroom in an airport unless it's an emergency.
Oh, I'll poop anywhere.
I know you will. Jacob.
I'm gonna get, that's my next t-shirt. I'll poop anywhere.
Jacob Wolf. Can I tell you, when Jacob was a kid, your mom and I, when we would go to Target and we'd always ask you before we left, you got to poop? You'd be like, nah. And we would always allot poop time. Because if we were like, we got, you know, a half an hour, but Jacob's going to shit for 15 minutes. So we got to give it 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're not a quick pooper. Even as a kid, before you had a phone.
You can't rush greatness, big dog. You cannot rush greatness. I don't know why I even have to say that. Like,
when you
were a prolapsed asshole either. Like,
what does that have to do? Why would you have a prolapsed asshole?
If I'm pushing or going too fast, if I'm rushing and I'm pushing to get it out.
I don't think that's how it works. You rush a poop?
Well, like you push too hard.
Are you telling me you think if you push too hard on your poop
over and over and over
again, your asshole's going to come out your asshole?
I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
I think you'll get hemorrhoids.
Google it.
You want me to Google how do you get a prolapsed asshole?
No, can you get a prolapsed asshole from pushing too hard while pooping?
I'm going to go with Siri.
Can't wait to hear what Siri has to say.
How do you get to Siri?
Oh.
I don't know. I've never used it before.
Hold your power button.
Which one's that one?
The one that locks your phone.
This one?
Yes. Hold it.
Okay, hold it. Siri, can you get a prolapsed anus from pushing too hard when you're going poop?
Healthline.com.
You have to read it.
I have to read it.
Did you just hold it there like she was going to talk to you?
Yeah.
No, she gave you an answer from an article and now you do the work.
Straining while having bowel movements, if done over and over a period of years, can also cause a rectal prolapse. Well, dude.
For years, I've been patient while I poop. That's my thing. But had I started rushing when I was a child and to now, I would have a prolapsed anus, and I don't want that. Ergo, you can't rush greatness.
Ergo?
Fargo.
Here's what I love about you. Is that even as a kid, like, since you didn't have a phone, you remember you would have us come into the bathroom and you'd be like, what do you want to talk about? And I'd always be like, I
was like your dad.
Why am I here? But we would talk and there would be people coming in and out of the bathroom at Target. And I'd be like, my son's in there. And you'd be like, hey. And you'd talk to them. And I'd always tell you when we walked out, I'd be like, Jacob, I don't think people want to talk to you when you're going poop. And you know what your response was?
Why not?
No, your response was, well, I don't want to be rude and not say hi. And I'm like, it's not rude not to acknowledge each other in public bathrooms.
I mean, it's the thought that counts.
Dude, I do.
Welcome to my new podcast called Shit Talk. I'm Jacob.
You were very, very polite while you were on the shitter.
That's good. My girlfriend has a great name for a podcast. It's called Potty Mouth. And it's two people who, the chairs for the podcast are toilets. But you don't actually shit. You just shit. You just sit in a toilet.
You just talk shit?
Yeah. potty mouth, or it's just like foul mouth talk about certain things. Yeah,
Yeah. You guys should do it.
potty mouth, shit talk, both good names.
Yeah. Love it.
Mm.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? Why don't you look into that as your next venture?
You know how much I want to? You know what else I want to shit talk? The New York Knicks.
Can I just tell you, low key, everybody, this is not even a small flex. Won $1,400 on the Pacers last night.
Did you?
Fuck off. Yes,
Hell yeah.
I did. Yeah.
What was like on a money line or
It was a plus 140
on
on the Pacers to win.
just the money line?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Facts. So you put $1,000 down?
Do the math, but your boy won.
No, wait, 140. So if you put $100 down, you'd win 140, right?
Yes.
So if you won $1,400, that's I have to add 2 zeros to that. So yeah, you bet $1,000.
Thank you.
Yeah, I said that the first time.
Yeah.
Why did you just say yes?
I just wanted you to do the math.
That was right. Hell
I
yeah,
was supremely confident
dude. I'm not.
that the Pacers. Here's what I think about this series. First, I think that the Knicks geared up for the Celtics mentally, and after they took those first 2 games, really believed that they could win. I think there's no way there's not an emotional letdown. And I think the Pacers play 8 or 9 dudes, maybe 10, and run bodies at you and press you full court and are going to beat you. They're going to wear you down because the Knicks only play 7 dudes.
Right, but also the fact that Naismith last night had 30 points.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, dude, what did he hit? Like 7 threes? It was fucking ridiculous.
I think 6.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous run by the Pacers. But also, the Pacers have been doing that all postseason. They were down 9 to the Cavs with 45 seconds left and won that basketball game. So,
Yeah.
I have nothing to say, but I will say I got a lot of angry New Yorkers on my Instagram page.
I love that
It's a
you
good
have
time.
invested in troll. I don't mind trolling as a sports fan. I think it's kind of fun.
It's a good time.
I love knowing that you kind of live rent free in someone's head.
Dude, ever since I posted this video of me saying the Knicks, like, so what, you beat the Celtics, all that, dude, the video only has 10,000 views. But almost every New York fan who sees it can't help but comment. It has 300 comments,
I love
dude.
it.
You're so mad. You're so mad because they're like, why? This is why we don't like Boston fans. You don't like it when anyone else wins. Okay, but here's the thing you guys don't also understand. I hate New York with so much level of passion. It is beyond me.
Yeah.
So the Knicks fans coming back at me and chirping, it's kind of what I wanted because that's the Knicks and the Celtics we don't like each other.
And by the way, can I address hate? Like when I hear people talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and hate, and Caitlin Clark's fans hating Angel Reese or vice versa. Can I just say, if I said, which I don't, okay, let me give a better example. When I say, oh, I hate Jorge Posada, who used to play for the Yankees, everybody. I have heard nothing but good things about Jorge Posada as a person.
Yeah.
I don't hate him as a human.
Hate him as a player.
Yeah, dude, this is the thing. So, and that's like when Angel Reese, for Caitlin Clark fans not to like Angel Reese doesn't make it racist. It doesn't mean hate. It means in the sports. Now, some may be racist, guys. There's not that.
That's in Indiana for sure.
No, but the majority of sports fans hate in a sport way.
Yeah,
That's it.
I like
hate in a sport way. And let me just say, this is the truth. This is what I learned when I watched Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. They're chased to break the single season home run record.
Right.
There is no doubt that a majority of white people were rooting for McGwire and a majority of non-white people were rooting for Sosa.
Yeah.
This is the first time in my life publicly I had seen, people are tribal as fuck. You just jump on board with the person that you generally
Associate with
the most.
Yeah.
And that's all. And
I feel like that's kind of what everything is. It's picking sides.
Yes. But like at the heart of it with that, especially with sports, if I say I don't know any of these fucking people enough to hate them. Do you know, in a sports way, hate.
Yeah.
I'll give you a great example. Kevin Youkilis, a great dude and a good friend. And I love him. He played on the Red Sox. If Uke had played on a different team, I'd have hated the way he played.
Yeah.
And I understood when people were like, I fucking hate that guy. And I'd always say, dude, he's such a good dude. And they were like, no, I don't hate him. I just fucking hate him.
Yeah.
Same with Pedroia. I don't hate him. I just hate him.
Yeah. That's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for me. Is like, I grew up, I got taught in my home growing up that we don't like New York teams. And second, very close second is we don't like LA teams.
Yeah.
That's just how I was fucking raised.
That's it.
There's nothing else about it. Now, are there certain players that have a little bit of actually Aaron fucking Boone? Like I have him on a goddamn shit list. I have A-Rod on a goddamn shit list.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing. I don't even dislike Jalen Brunson or really this Knicks team. I actually really don't mind any of the players.
Yeah.
I really like Karl Anthony Towns. I love Jalen Brunson's a fucking dog.
Dude, last year's Knicks team with DiVincenzo and those guys.
Yeah. Dude,
if I hadn't been a Celtics fan, I'd have been like, this is real. Like,
but we can't.
No.
Because they're the Knicks.
Yeah.
And fuck the Knicks. That's just how sports work. Now, hearing all of reading it, by the way, I read every single comment.
You did?
Every comment?
Holy shit, you have some free time.
Well, no, because it was like 5 or 6 at a time would come up. So I would just look at granted, I probably missed a couple, but if I could read every single one, I'd read every single one. They were all the same fucking comment. That's the best part.
Do they make you happy?
Yes, dude, it was awesome. I love being in fucking people's heads. Every Knicks fan who saw it, you goofy, you corny. My favorite one, because I did stutter once in it, and my favorite ones, and I knew it was going to get some stuff for it, but I wanted to see who would address it. My favorite comment out of all 300 was maybe get some speech lessons before you learn to talk shit. Bing bong. It was so good. It was so good. And he was like, get some speech lessons before you learn to talk smack. Bing bong. Dude. And I was like, fuck yeah. Honestly, dude, the bing bong was so fucking
Bing bong
good.
still makes me laugh, dude.
Bro, fuck your life. Bing bong. Dude, the fact that, and some people just commented bing bong, which was amazing. By the way, I think people really thought they were going to get under my skin with some of the comments, but that was the best part because nothing got under my skin because some of your comments were right. Did you guys walk out with 2 wins from the Garden, down 20 points both games? 100%, dude. Did you guys actually, by the way, when I talked shit the other week saying, was I worried that we were going to lose and I was lying? 100%. Was I worried that we were going to lose that series after losing the first 2 games? 100%.
I wasn't.
Going into game 4, whatever, we won't get into fucking specifics because I could go on a whole ass rant about it, but I'm not gonna. Okay. The best part about it was just listening to all of the people get riled up. Some people, there was like legit maybe 10 people who were on my side out of all 300 comments. The other ones were like, fuck your life. It was so much fun. I had a great dude. I had, and on TikTok too, had less views and still over 100 comments.
Can I tell you my absolute favorite thing?
It was so good.
And this is why I know, people are going to hate this, that Knicks fans are a bunch of fucking losers. To celebrate like that after a second round win
get the fuck out
means you have no idea what winning is like, dude. You bunch of fucking losers.
Get the fuck out of here.
That made me laugh. They were celebrating.
They were walking through the streets like they just won the finals.
I was like, is this a clip from the World War II when we announced that was
this the Million Man March?
The Japs?
Yeah, like Jesus
what the fuck?
Yeah, it was so embarrassing.
Dude, it was so crazy.
So embarrassing.
Because to celebrate like that after a second round win. And by the way, dude, Kevin Clancy, good friend of mine over at Barstool KFC, and he had a post about like why we celebrated and all the things we've gone through. Hey, dude, Kevin,
shut the fuck up.
Look at me, dude. Loser mentality. As you described that video, dude, I was howling laughing.
Oh my God.
At how hurt you've been over the last, dude, I can't imagine what would happen if the Mets won a World Series.
Oh my God.
You honestly your asshole might come out your asshole. You'd be so excited. This made me so happy to see a bunch of losers.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? You say that about the Mets. The Mets have won a series more recently than the Knicks have won a title.
Sure.
So like that's the thing is you guys are like, I'm going through so much hurt. It's like
and they have, by the way.
But like to watch you guys storm the streets,
oh my God,
like you had just won back-to-back titles or an undefeated season. It was fucking embarrassing, dude. It was embarrassing. It was an Eastern Conference Finals berth for the first time in 25 years. Grow the fuck up. It's not like you were the Cubs and you won a World Series after 106.
No, dude.
Fuck off.
And like I said,
it was so sad.
Like I said, they have endured possibly right behind Donald Sterling, maybe the worst owner in basketball. They had some of the worst GMs. Their draft picks were terrible. They had a string of signing over the hill superstars. I mean, just catastrophe after catastrophe. They had some moments in big games where some guys choked in huge ways. Catastrophe after catastrophe. And you know what? Okay. But listen, to celebrate like that after a second round win
is embarrassing.
Made me so happy to see. So, and it's one of the few markets, like I am rooting, these last four teams outside of the Knicks, I would love to see Ant Edwards get one.
Dude, I
would love to see, honestly, I'd love to see Halliburton get one. I'd love to see Indiana get one. And I would love to see
too. I want to see
Oklahoma City get one.
I love it. Shy got MVP.
Yeah,
finally.
Dude, I would love to see.
Jesus.
I hope the Knicks, and this is and I love going to New York, dude. And I love New Yorkers. I really do. I love walking around the city. I love the vibe. I wouldn't live there, but I love all that shit. But as a sports fan, I hope New York never sees another title ever again in the history of ever.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, dude. And it's not personal, but it is.
Yeah. And everyone online was like, oh, it's just such a salty take. You bet your fucking ass it's a salty take. You bet your ass it's a salty take. That's the thing. I'm not even hiding from the fact that that's a salty ass take. 100% was I salty? Dude, had it been any other team but the Knicks, I wouldn't have ever made a video. Had the Pacers and in Indiana, had they stormed the streets after beating the Celtics, I wouldn't have even talked shit. It's only because it's the Knicks that I went on and made that video.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I mean that, but that's because the amount of disdain that I have for every single one of those teams is incomprehensible for anyone who isn't a Boston fan. I just can't explain it to you.
And here's the deal. I would expect and hope
for the same
that the New York fans feel the same about the Boston teams.
Me too.
And I honestly think part of the celebration was beating not just that Celtics team, which was favored to win the championship,
but a Boston team.
That combination of beating such a heavily favored, people saying the Knicks would be lucky to get to 6, like they dominated the regular season, such a heavy favorite Boston team. I get being happy. And I don't think the celebration would have been as big if the second round win over any other team. But such a loser mentality.
Yeah. It's just, it's just something you would never see. You would never see Boston fans.
I don't want to say that because,
dude, had we beat the Knicks this year, you think we would have stormed the streets?
No, but if like a wild card, if this year's Red Sox team somehow stops sucking their own dick and gets into the playoffs and goes into Yankee Stadium and takes 2, maybe not the same thing, because I do believe that New York, here's what I do believe. I do believe that New York is a basketball town because it's the one team that everybody roots for.
Yeah.
I don't put the Nets in there. It's the one team that everybody roots for.
The who?
Yeah. And so, you know, the Rangers and the Islanders are split up, and the Jets and the Giants and the Mets and the Yankees. But people root for the Knicks.
Yeah.
And so it's a New York team. It's a basketball. To me, it's a basketball town. They just haven't had a chance to celebrate.
Yeah. I already know.
Until they won this second round series.
Yeah. I already know the TikTok I'm going to make today too.
I can't wait.
It's, because that meme that's been going around of that Knicks, that guy, the Knicks fan who's just doing the L and he's doing that. And it's that fat guy who's just jumping around.
No.
I'm just going to stitch my own video from TikTok and just going to be me doing that to Knicks fans. And then I'm just going to post it. It's the whole series. I'm just going to troll Knicks fans.
What's a stitch?
TikTok. So it'll stitch my first video. So my first video, hold on, I'm explaining it.
Well, you say it's going to stitch my first video.
Well, you
already used a word I don't know.
Right. That's what it's the only word I have.
Okay.
So then I got to go into an explanation about it.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the word you don't know again. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to stitch the first video I have, which is it'll play the first 6 seconds of my video, and then it'll cut to me in it's like you're stitching 2 videos together, stitch.
I have one. There's one I want to do. I want you to show me how to do.
Because you can pretty much react to your own video. So it's the first 6 seconds of that video are going to be like, you Knicks fans storming the street after beating the Celtics is so crazy, and then it's going to stitch to me just doing this.
I saw a video of there's a museum in Japan, I think, where you go in and you scratch the picture and it tells you what the butthole of that animal smells like.
It's a scratch and sniff butt museum.
Yeah. So I definitely want to do a stitch and sniff on that.
Well, you can't actually sniff it.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't through the phone.
Huh?
Anyways. I did decide, speaking of Japan, though, for my 30th birthday, I'm going to Japan.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
So 2027. I'm putting aside $20 a week right now to start funding my trip to Japan.
I love that. Your mom and I may have made an executive decision today and changed our plans from Italy to Greece. We haven't decided.
You guys are the 2 most indecisive people when it comes to... Well, hold on. Let me finish that sentence.
Yeah.
The 2 most indecisive people when it comes to vacations. And by the way, and I know she's not going to see it because we won't actually also post this clip. When I say you guys, I mean one person. No,
it's not true. I can tell you exactly what it is. It's all health related.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because hotels and places.
All health related. So for those of you who don't know, Beth and I both had pretty extreme mold poisoning. And so we are so conscious. And we still get when we walk into moldy places, we still are like, oh shit, it's super moldy in here. And whether it is true physical or now just mental or a combination mental and physical, it fucks both of us up. And Europe is super moldy, man. It's old. It's a lot of old stuff. And Italy has been a real challenge to find hotels that are new or fall under the, there's some allergy-free hotels. But when you look at them, you're like, not to the level kind of where we need it.
Right.
And we started to get real nervous about it because honestly, dude, if I got there and we checked into a hotel and you know me, dude, I'll walk into the lobby and be like,
nope.
How many times have I done that on the road?
Oh, a ton.
We did it in New Zealand.
Australia.
Right.
Both.
And so.
We did it in the UK.
Yeah. And
no, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Because your mom researched all those hotels.
Booked them.
Right. And so we're just having a harder time. Greece has been easier to find. And I want this, dude, I haven't been on a vacation in a long time.
You want this to be a vacation?
I want to be relaxed, dude. I don't want to not want to go back to my hotel room. I don't want to feel uncomfortable. That mold shit set both she and I back years.
Right.
And I'm not willing to do that again. So for me, it's not indecisive. And when the only time she and I are indecisive about places is because of health. That's it. It's health.
Yeah.
And I've heard such amazing things about Greece, and it does feel like it could, the thing about we can't, so we looked at the Amalfi Coast.
Right.
That was one of the places we were going to go.
Right.
There's nothing new.
No.
And so it ended up, we would have been in just a bunch of cities. So I don't mind being in the Amalfi Coast, being kind of like in a resort kind of place.
Right.
And I do want a bigger room. I can go relax. I don't feel any pressure to go anywhere when I'm in a resorty type place. I actually want it to see a little sightseeing, but I want to just relax.
Yeah, I get that.
If I'm in Rome, I'm not going to sit in my hotel room.
No, fuck no.
So, especially I'm not going to sit in my hotel room if it's moldy, which means I'm not going to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to get up at the crack of ass. I'm going to put a backpack on. I'm going to walk around the city until 8 p.m. That's not the type of vacation I'm into right now. I need a little R and motherfucking R.
Mm-hmm.
So we are on the fence right now between Italy and Greece, saying we're going to be gone for the same amount of time.
Okay.
So that doesn't change your responsibility for looking after my little buddy.
It's fine.
He has been struggling.
With what?
With walks in the heat.
So early.
Yeah, he's been struggling. I took him out, dude, this morning at 5:30 a.m. We usually do like 4.5 miles.
Well, yeah, I just won't do 4 miles. I usually do like 45 minutes with him in the morning.
Yeah, it's a max for him right now.
Fucking great.
But you know what I might do? Tell me what you think.
Honestly, that sounds awesome that he's only doing 45 minutes. That's exactly what I want to do.
Tell me what you think. I might pull a little red wagon, and when he gets tired, I'm just going to put him in it.
He won't get in it.
Why not?
I just don't think he'll get in it.
He's not the type of dude. He doesn't like to be carried upstairs.
Well, he hates it when I pick him up.
Yeah, he hates it.
But he sits there and does it. Like, he'll let me pick him up, but he doesn't like it. I don't think he'll like the wagon. I think it'll be too bouncy for him, and he'll jump out of it. He'll get scared.
What if I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I'm going to buy one. What if I buy like a covered wagon like we're traveling west?
No, I don't think he would
like an old Western wagon?
I mean, if you
shade?
If you could somehow put his crate on wheels, he'd be in.
Do you know what, dude? People are so weird. When I've posted videos of him in his crate, not even with the door shut, some people get so fucking mad.
There's some people when it comes to dogs, and this is also one of my biggest pet peeves, me and my girlfriend Maaan. One of our biggest pet peeves is,
I think you can just say Maaan from now on.
Yeah, what if there's new listeners?
But they're going to have to catch up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you can. I say Beth.
Yeah, fair enough. So Maaan and I, one of our biggest pet peeves is what the fuck was that? Unsolicited pet advice.
Yeah.
It's the worst. Hey, guess what? I'm going to say this just straight up. If you want to have a crate for your dog because he's a menace and you need to lock them up sometimes so they don't trash all your shit while you're gone, great. I will also say this. If you don't need a crate for your dog because they won't tear up shit while you're gone, congratulations. That's fucking awesome. But not every dog is the same. Some dogs need crates. Some dogs need to be crated.
Dude.
And also some people like to have that relationship with their dog. But there's no reason for you. There's nothing wrong with a crate. Crates are good. Crates are fine. Crates create structure for a dog.
Indiana Jones, first of all, loves his crate.
I know he does.
He cannot wait to get in it. But
it's a safe place.
It relaxes him.
It's a safe space.
When we would leave him out and he had a crate and I would leave the door open, he would go crazy.
He panics.
Oh, he would go fucking crazy. Remember that? Remember what the house looked like that one time?
Which time?
You came and helped. Was it you and McKay who came and helped clean it up over at Via Renata?
Oh, Renata. Yeah.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And he has figured out how to open doors. So
he's so much smarter than he lets off.
He would get into the treat closet.
Yeah, everything.
Dude, he ate all of his medicine. He ate everything.
What about the fucking time where I was watching the Kirsten place alone and you and Mom were out of town and we had just gotten him and I came home one night after letting him be and he had like eaten like a whole bottle of Congaplex and I had to take him to the vet. You guys were out of town and I slept in the parking lot like waiting until like 3 a.m. until they called me for me to take him home.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Some dogs need a crate. Some dogs don't.
Dude.
For those of you who are saying it is cruel to put a dog in a crate, if they're doing it in a cruel way, yes. But if not, fuck off.
Okay, relax.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't like people who give unsolicited. It's so annoying.
Wait till you have kids. You think unsolicited dog advice is bad. Wait till you have a child. Doesn't matter what you post. Somebody's going to be like, that t-shirt's too tight. Or I hope they have sunblock on. Or, dude, don't take him to the zoo. It's.
Oh, you mean like people trying to backseat parent?
Oh my God, dude. Backseat parents are the best.
The literal worst. If you try to backseat anything, and I'm aiming this at you, backseat driver. If you backseat anything in anyone else's life,
are you going to say fuck off again? Because that'll be 4 times.
No, I was just going to say you need to find a different hobby.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, bringing a bunch of my pet peeves right now. You get me amped up,
dog. Dude, you do, man.
Well, also because of my controller.
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm yelling at everybody.
Yeah, you really are, dude. You're at a high.
I told you about my controller too. I'm really pissed off about.
You're high pitched today.
Yeah, I am fucking pissed off.
You're high pitched today, dude.
You bet your ass I am.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you're so high pitched, but it really is making
You're
me.
losing it. What if that's what it was? Every time I was really mad, I just spoke like this.
That would make me particularly happy.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, but dude,
I just imagine, you know what I imagine, like how somebody would actually look like if they sounded like that? Regular body, but just a really small head.
yeah, like a Far Side character.
Yeah.
Do you know what Far Side is?
Isn't that wait. No, maybe I don't.
Far Side was a cartoon.
Wait, yeah, it's the guy with.
Not one guy, but Far Side characters generally had big bodies and small heads.
But wasn't that,
dude,
isn't that a Beetlejuice thing? Like, didn't that happen in a Beetlejuice movie?
That did happen in Beetlejuice.
That's what I'm thinking of.
One time we were in Oakland, your Uncle Jonathan and I, when Jonathan taught there. And we were pulling out of I think it was a stop sign. And there was this car, and I was in the passenger seat. And there was this car just coming right at us as we were, and just wham, right into his door, my door. Luckily, he had that giant old Buick.
Oh, Buick? Yeah, fuck yeah.
And so that guy's car was like a Toyota Corolla, and it ran into like a 1970 Buick, and the Corolla just got crumpled, and his door just went gink.
Yeah, those. If you don't know, if you've never seen one of those Buicks, it's literally just a block of.
People understand what
steel.
big old cars look like. So like, but Jonathan both and I were like, well, I don't know why you jumped in the middle of the story just to explain to somebody what an old car looked like. You know what I mean? Like I was right in the middle of just telling something, and you explained. It's like saying, listen, I drank a bottle of water. A bottle is something that has a hole at the end.
Old cars look like, but some old cars are that giant box of steel.
Well, I mean, I did say.
Yeah. Trying to help paint a better picture. Sometimes you get talk to me like I don't talk enough on the podcast, and now I'm talking too much apparently. So why don't you pick a fucking lane before we get going? Huh?
I tell you, you don't park it. You talk enough?
Yeah, well, that wasn't a sentence, by the way. That was not English. It was half of a couple words and then the end of a sentence.
So I tell you, you don't talk enough?
That also, that was not a word. So let's try that a third time. How about it? Ready? And action.
Do I tell you?
Line, please.
Do I tell you you don't talk enough?
Yeah, sometimes you do. Sometimes you also like when you just stood up and you were like, I'm gonna talk. And then I didn't talk because you tried to pull the mic up. And then you're like, why don't you talk to the mic? And I'm like, because you were trying to first, dickhead. Like, why am I getting yelled at?
You know,
fuck 50. Why do you say fuck me for?
You know what's funny about our relationship is that that exchange and that I have such brain fog today. The ability for both of us to be irked a little bit, but then just laugh about it and not hold on to it, I think is one of the cornerstones of our relationship, dude.
Yeah. It's why we can stand each other for so long.
Well, because like there are things that I'll do that bother you, and there are things that you do that'll bother me.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say them out loud. We'll make a couple jokes about them, and that's the end of the problem.
Because like I just said, if we weren't able to laugh at it and we were just getting on each other's nerves, we wouldn't be able to stand each other. We wouldn't be doing this kind of business together.
No.
Zero chance we would do a podcast together, travel every weekend, and sleep in the same room together if we couldn't stand each other.
Here's the thing. Like I do get messages sometimes like, you know, your son talks to you in a way. I don't think I could have my son talk to me. And I'm like, well, first of all, we are in a different business probably than you and your son. And in order for this to work, we have to be able to speak freely with each other.
There's lines still. Like, we still have a line.
But that's the end of the day. At the end of the day, there is a certain line of respect that I have for you and you have for me.
Yeah.
That we don't cross.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so like, but it is my favorite thing about how we address each other and talk to each other is that it's all with love. And I can see sometimes when I say something, I'm like, oh, that bothered him.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'll say something back. I'm like, yeah, he's in the right spirits.
Yeah. No, we have to be able to talk a little bit of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's not just talking shit, dude. It's being able to express yourself and with no fear of a repercussion or a grudge or somebody not saying what they really think and getting it out. If I said something to you and it bothered you and you held on to it, it would ruin future interactions.
Yeah.
And the same with you with me. Like we'll be on the road sometimes and I'll just be like, oh, you're fucking bothering me so much. And you'll do whatever it was, you'll do it again.
Yeah.
And we'll laugh.
Yeah.
And so
I need you to acknowledge it in order for it to be funny.
Yeah. I just want you to know how much I appreciate that about our relationship. It makes it so easy to know that nobody's hanging on to anything and we're allowed to be mad and we're allowed to every now and then be short with each other and we're allowed to say assholey things every now and then because we know that the other person is not going to hold on to it.
Yeah, because what's the point?
It's honestly, dude,
it makes life so much harder. It's
just an evolved relationship. It's an evolved parent-kid relationship that I am so privileged to have.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh, you dick. Such a dick.
I was planning that in my head. I was like, what do I do? Because he's gonna say love you and go for a fist bump. What should I do at the end of that? And that was a good one. I like that one. Yeah, made me laugh. Yeah.
Dickhole. Dickhole.
Hey, your choice.
Dickhole. I've never called someone a dickhole.
I have.
You have?
Yeah. I'm very creative. There's just like, I feel like there's a lot of creative words you can pair with dick that just are funny. Dickwad, dick fuck, dickhole, dick butt. Yeah, I think the word dick is very versatile when it comes to making up new words and or insults and or what people would consider swear words.
What is your favorite thing to call somebody? Dickhole may have just jumped into my top 3.
Dickhole's pretty funny. I don't like, what's my favorite thing to call people or just like the thing I'm calling people currently?
Okay,
because
let's go currently.
Currently, fuckwad.
I love fuckwad.
Fuckwad and dickhead. Fuckwad and dickhead have been my two. Like someone cuts me off, I'm like, or like someone makes like, you know, my thing to do when I'm on the road is like, I'll be in a lane, but then there's someone else in the next lane over to me. But then you ever notice like sometimes they get over into your lane and you're like, what was the move there? Like, why? Were you exiting?
Yeah,
were you not? Were you just being a fucking dickhead about it? Like, so dickhead has been in there and fuckwad's always a good one for me.
I like fuckwad. I'll tell you one of my all-time favorites that I'm bringing back is Gaylord.
You do,
dude, fucking don't be a fucking Gaylord about it.
Yeah, but are you screaming at that people while you're driving?
Yeah, and Gaylord is somebody's name, but it sounds funny to me.
Yeah.
Like there was a pitcher named Gaylord Perry. It always made me laugh.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
I also just call people fucks.
But you fuck.
You fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm gonna put you fuck in ahead of fuckwad. I'm putting dickhole in my top 3 right now.
Pause.
I'm gonna start.
You're putting dickhole in your top 3? Pause.
Why is that a pause?
I don't know. It's out of context. That sounds weird.
What would it be? Well, why would that sound weird? Because what else would it be in my top 3 of? Well,
bingo.
Bing bong.
Yeah. Bing bong. Fuck your life.
Is bing bong fuck your life? Is that? Do you like that more with not now, not never?
Oh, with drinking out of cups?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Those two are so good.
Drinking out of cups is also just like a great internet find. Like, if you know, drinking out of cups. If you don't know, you just don't know. Look it up. It's
How could they not know?
Some people just don't. Dude, that's drinking out of cups. I'm telling you right now is a deep internet reference. Deep internet reference.
Really, it's so good.
Super niche, super vague. For as many people who have seen it, there's more than who haven't seen it.
So drinking out of cups and cake farts that's my 2 favorites.
And then, dude, that whole because that interview stuff they do, where sidewalk talk, where they go through New York. If you could tell Joe Biden one thing right now, what would you tell him? Hey, yo, take me out to dinner. Hey, what? Like them just talking to homeless dudes. Hey, if you see these dogs in your yard, just know I'm upstairs going hard. Bing bong. Like that, dude. I fucking love Those things. I think New Yorkers are some of the funniest people alive.
There's no doubt.
Some of the funniest people alive. However, when it comes to talking shit about basketball, y'all are just not good at it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I just think people are funnier in the Northeast, and I don't know why.
It's the accent.
I don't think so, dude. I think
it's gotta be the.
I think it's the people living on top of each other. I think it's the energy. I think the way they interact with each other. I think there's so much less care about how you feel, so they'll say whatever.
Yeah.
I think all of that, and some people may call what I'm saying rude. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But I think just the way people from the Northeast interact with each other makes me laugh.
They're just also a different breed of people.
Yeah.
Like if you took the Northeast and you put them anywhere else,
dude,
it wouldn't make sense.
One of my favorite interactions I've ever had with anybody, I was on the streets of New York, and I do things to bother people. That's just one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
And so one day it was a Friday afternoon, and it was like out, dude, if you've ever walked down the streets in New York Friday around 6:00, dude, it is a game of Frogger. And those people on the sidewalks are moving, Jack.
Yeah,
and
dude, they don't give off.
Don't get caught up. Just people are moving, dude, and
you got to keep moving. It's a city you can't stop.
They're keeping to themselves.
Do you want me to chime in one more time?
Nope, don't need you to chime in on this. Let me just get through it. Yep. Positive. Yep. So I'm walking down the street, and it's just bing, 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 bing. And so what I was doing is I was just really slowly walking down the street, looking up at the buildings, just like total tourist, just looking up. And I could hear people walking by me. What the fuck? Get the fuck. This fucking guy. And every made me happier and happier. I was bothering people. And then I hear from the side, hey. And I turn, and it was a Hispanic woman. And she goes, you need some help or something? I go, what? And she goes, you retarded or something? He said, no, I'm not retarded. And she goes, oh, why are you walking like that? Somebody's gonna fucking kill you. And I was
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's why I like the city. But she was so concerned. She was so concerned for me. She was like, I'm sorry. Do you need some help? You retarded or something? And I was like, no, I'm not retarded. But she was so concerned. But that's something that's not going to happen in a different city.
No.
Yeah.
No,
and just the way they speak to each other is different.
It's super different. And I will say, look, I like your guy. I like New York for 3 days. I like to eat for 3 days. When we go back, we got to go back to that Greek restaurant where we got that baklava at that hotel, near the hotel we stayed at last time.
Where was that?
Whatever hotel we stayed at, remember, it was on the same street. It was right at the corner.
Oh, okay. I'll find it.
No, whatever hotel, whenever we go back, I know whatever like hotel we stayed at, I know where that restaurant is.
Okay.
That was some of the best Greek food we've ever
had.
I'm
on fire.
Do you remember that though?
Yeah.
Like I think that was our last meal in New York.
By the way,
it was so good.
I do want to put this out on the internet. Anybody who's listening to this, I'm having some real problems with my vocals, with my speaking voice has changed. And it's super gravelly, like I smoke, but I don't. And if anybody has any ideas, any singers out there, what they do for their voice, or anybody who on the West Coast knows anybody who in the medical field who deals with stuff like this, it's really limiting what I can do. I'm really trying to lean into the guitar, but it's limiting what I can do vocally now.
Right. I have multiple responses for all of that. Can I?
Dr. Wolf, go ahead.
No, not for doctor, because I'm a doctor. I would say one, Jessica Simpson says snake sperm is great for your throat. So that's one.
I'll try it.
Yeah, I know you will.
It's true. I will try it.
I know you will. That's the best part. Secondly,
do you have to jerk the snake off yourself?
Have you seen a snake with a penis before?
Well, they got to have them if they got sperm.
I guess that's a good point.
Where do you go? Just tweezers?
I feel like that would be painful. I mean, I guess you don't really care for the pleasure of the snake.
Honestly, and how do you get the snake to show dick? What do you got to show pictures?
Like female snakes?
Yeah. And then
There's
who's
female
jerking off the
snakes?
snake?
I mean, apparently, this sounds like a 2-man operation.
It does.
One person to hold the pictures and to slideshow it, and the other person to jack off the snake.
Dude, somebody jerks off snakes. That's a job. If there's snake semen, that means somebody goes into work and is like,
But don't snakes?
I gotta
But
jerk
don't
off.
snakes lay eggs?
I was gonna get into a good joke, and you just jumped in again. Go ahead.
Wait, no, I was just like thinking out loud.
Just for sure. Jump in. Go ahead.
No, but like that doesn't. They lay eggs, don't they?
I bet you the females do.
Yeah.
Do you think they're?
I mean, some animals can self reproduce.
Yeah, but I would say not the majority. I would say
Right, but I'm saying some can. Those are the ones that generally lay eggs. So I'm just curious as to.
Hey Siri, how do you get semen out of a snake?
Yeah, I also want you to know you don't have to say "Hey Siri" every time. I like that you do. It's super old of you to do, but you don't have to.
You don't?
No.
What do you do?
You could say if you set it up. You got to read it again.
Oh.
I can't believe you did that a second time. That is fucking crazy.
Where'd it go?
What? You ruined it.
It just came up to rectal prolapse.
Yeah, I wanted that on your search history, not mine.
How come it didn't go? Where'd it go? Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Good job.
let me
Great
check.
job.
How do you get semen out of a snake? To collect semen from a snake, professionals typically use techniques like manual stimulation or electroejaculation. That is some David Lynch shit. This process is usually performed by veterinarians
No shit.
or herpetologists.
Herpetologist?
Yeah. Manual stimulation, gently massaging the snake's tail base to stimulate ejaculation.
Where does the ejaculation come out? The tip of the tail?
Yeah. I don't know where that's. Yeah. Why wouldn't you go after the
Penis.
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 The penis.
Penis? That's what they used to call my penis. The penis.
The penis. That is, dude. Electroejaculation, using a specialized device to apply mild electrical stimuli to induce ejaculation. This method requires expertise, I'll say.
No shit. And you electrocute a snake's dick. You know? It's interesting.
Which, well, I would say one that actually sounds kind of interesting to me.
Which one?
Well, I mean, can you electrocute people to ejaculation?
Well, I mean, it would probably have to be like a pain kink type of thing. Like a what is that?
I guess if you had
what is
like
that called? Well,
BDSM.
No. When you like pain, it's a
sadomasochist.
masochist. Thank you.
But I assume then if you applied some sort of electrical, I don't know, I'm doing this with my finger, electrical stimulation.
This is how he stimulates the snake.
But if you did, if you did some electrical stimulation to your prostate, I bet you would get.
Yeah, I know. 100%.
Right? So, by the way, I know I'm going to get a comment like, oh, I'm sure, I bet, like he doesn't. No, I've never stuck anything electrical into my asshole.
Not yet.
I mean, after this podcast, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
I know what I'm doing the next time I got the house to myself.
Did I mention we got 2 rooms in Winnipeg?
Oh, actually, I do want to talk about, I know it's at the end. I want to talk about earlier next time, but Trevor, I'm going to clip this. Trevor, if you're seeing this, you're still not on the Wikipedia page.
Oh, tell everybody.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I fuck with my siblings a little bit, and I used to take them off of my dad's Wikipedia page, and I think other people found out because now, like, I don't even have to do it, and now Trevor and my sister Caitlin are not on the Wikipedia page, and it's someone DM'd me, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I just saw this video of him not being on the Wikipedia page, and I had to go check it." And he checked the Wikipedia page, and he was like, "And still not there." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I like that. Appreciate whoever's doing the work of this is God's work. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing that."
It's so fucked up.
Do you know who the Spud Bros are?
No.
Okay, the Spud Bros are these guys in the UK who run a baked potato cart. and they sell baked potatoes like as food. That's their
Yeah.
business. And I want you to watch this video of what this guy puts in a potato for one singular person. There are certain things I don't understand. This is for the UK, and this is one of them. If you're in the UK and you watch this video, please explain to me why in the fucking world you would eat a baked potato with these toppings.
Okay. By the way, flavor with a U is so gay.
Yeah.
But yeah, full of flavors, this one.
And dude, there's lines, sold out lines. Watch.
This is the order that everyone goes, oh, I'm not sure about this, you know. Right, so, do you want cheese first on it? Yeah.
Cheese, great.
Tuna,
This is
cheese and chili can.
Tuna?
tuna, cheese, and beef chili. He's putting beef chili, tuna, and cheese into a baked potato.
It sounds
And
like what I used to
crispy
put on your rice when you were growing up.
and crispy onions.
Right, I think we'll put the chili on first.
So by the way, this right here, chili and the cheese on a spud, love it.
Tuna on top.
That
Tram sauce.
sounds so gross.
No?
What's tram sauce?
I don't know.
That is a lot of tuna, bro. Holy shit.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's good. Crispy onions. Cool that, Bobby Dazzler. Wow. Beautiful. Anything else?
Drinks and a new butthole, please.
Yes, bingo. This is what I want to say. How in the world, where did that come from? Where did it originate? And why in the UK do you think it's okay to eat tuna with a baked potato? That's it. Everything else, by the way, on that was fine. The crispy onions sound bomb. The chili and the cheese sounds great. The garlic butter looked fire. Tuna? Why are you putting tuna on a baked potato? Please answer.
Yo. Tuna with chili and cheese and crispy onions and potatoes. But the amount, and there's mayonnaise in that tuna.
Yes.
It was tuna salad.
It was mushed tuna, like tuna you get from Jersey Mike's. Like a tuna melt.
But you know what's crazy? Sometimes combinations like that, where you're like, that's going to be the grossest thing I've ever heard of.
He even said it at the beginning. You saw him say it at the beginning of the video. He said, this is the one where most people are like, not sure about that.
The only reason I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt is because when you were growing up, I would add tuna to everything because it was cheap.
Yeah, it's so fucking gross. I hate tuna now. I hate like canned tuna now.
Yeah, it was cheap. And it somehow worked.
Ugh.
You with canned tuna is like the way I was with any kind of chicken because when we were growing up, the only meat that we didn't have any money. So my dad would buy a big chicken or a big turkey.
Yeah.
Usually. And he would cook it. And that's what we had. That's why we would try to eat as much of it as we could that first night.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have it for the whole week. But
right.
We had, dude, and my dad used to, so we used to have lunches in the morning. We'd have brown paper bag lunches. And my mom, so nice. They would make lunches for us. But, they would take these huge chunks of chicken, like a chicken breast, and just put it in the middle of 2 pieces of bread. So, it was floppy all over.
Wait, so no sauce? No like mayo or anything?
And they would mayo it up.
Okay, good.
But you know what my dad would also do? If he didn't, he would just put 2 chunks of green pepper in there on the side of the.
Why?
Sometimes he would make hamburgers and just put green pepper chunks in there. Huge, not diced, like huge chunks.
So weird.
It was, dude, he was an experimental cook.
Yeah. But so that's all I wanted to ask. Like, why do those in the UK do that? And those Spud Bros, dude, those guys are massive. They have, 4 million followers on TikTok. That guy, there's a song that's viral on TikTok right now. I'll play it for you. It's like kind of like a godly song. I think it's Alex Warren is the guy who sings it. But he went and performed in the UK, and the guy who runs Spud Bros proposed to his girlfriend on stage at the concert. Like, they're a massive group of people right now.
Can I just tell you?
And honestly, good for them. They've been making their videos are really fun. Whenever they pop up, I watch them. They're super nice dudes. And they have a crazy good following. Like they sell out every single fucking day.
Can I show you?
How crazy is that?
This super crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just found this dude.
Huh.
He might be my new favorite musician.
Ren makes music?
Dude, this guy is so
This is Red.
Insanely
Yeah. I've seen this guy before.
talented. I can't get enough of this dude's music. I'm definitely not the demo.
No, but have you? He can do more than just. Dude, there's a video on here. I think it's this one right here. You need to watch this video right here. I liked it. You see my like right there. I need you to watch that. We'll watch that.
Is that the old school Beastie Boys video?
No, dude, don't watch it right now. We'll watch it after.
Which one is it?
It's the third. Give me. It's this pinned one right here. This one. Okay. It's the, so not the first, not the second, but the third. You need to watch that video.
I believe I did. Amazing.
But did you see him do the three different? You've seen him do 3 different types of music in that one? No.
Okay, we'll watch.
You have to watch it.
But I've seen all 3 separate of those videos that he's doing the 3 music videos.
But seeing how he can do all 3 of those different types, yeah. But dude, watch. He's super, super talented.
Blown away by how insanely raw and honest he is,
and his lyrics and how fast he can talk. Not only can he rap, he can sing, he can play guitar, he can make beats, he play jam rock like straight out of fucking Montego Bay, Rastafarian crap. It's like, and not that Rastafarian stuff is crap. I'm just saying Rastafarian shit. Like he can do so much, dude. He's really impressive.
And did you see the clips? Eminem joined our boy Jelly Roll on stage in Detroit.
Yep, I did see that.
So fucking cool to see for him.
I did see that.
All right, everybody. We love you, Jacob. Lead us out.
As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. None of this is possible without any of you. So thank you. Again, comedianjoshwolf.com for tour dates and tickets, specifically tickets on comedianjoshwolf.com. Okay, make sure you don't go to a third-party site. Trust the ticket links that are on the website. Please go there. You'll get the regularly priced tickets there. As well as Josh Wolf Comedy on all platforms. It's Jake Wolf on TikTok, Jake_Wolf on Instagram. And hey, I don't know how else to say, but Jalen Brunson, more like Bunsen, because he's about to get burned. Pacers in 5.
Wow.
All right. So we'll see you guys later. Do something nice for someone today. Tell someone you love them.
Did you just do a Bunsen burner?
Yeah, Jalen Brunson, more like
Brunson burner.
Yeah, Brunson burner.
That's not a terrible nickname for him.
No, it's not supposed to be good. Do something nice for someone today. Tell someone you love them later.
Hey, if you like this podcast you just watched, you're gonna love the one I'm popping up in your face right now. Check it out.